Hey 49er fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Crazy weekend, wasn't it, for San Francisco? I know you guys have a lot of questions. We obviously are going to cover the latest Niners news and rumors here in this video. First, though, down below, who should the 49ers take at number 3 overall? You want Mac Jones? You want Justin Fields? You want somebody else? I want to hear from you guys down below in the comment section right now. All right, 49er fans, let's jump into the latest 49ers news and rumors. Let's start with the Mac Jones drama that's been happening over the past 24 to 48 hours. As Mac Jones to San Francisco is gaining a lot of steam. However, it's not as cut and dry as you might be seeing on some of the other national networks. So let's start with the facts right now. Of course, 49ers trade up to number 3 overall, and we know it's for a quarterback, right? They're not fooling anybody. If you think, well, maybe they're going to take a wide receiver, or maybe they want to put it. No. It's obviously going to go ahead and be a quarterback. The question is, which quarterback will it go ahead and be? Now, I, of course, have said I think Justin Fields would be the right fit for the 49ers. However, we hear the Mac Jones and the Trey Lance drama, and so there's a lot of different question marks in terms of what San Francisco is going to go ahead and do. But the question marks got a little bit more confusing today, as reports are suggesting that Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch will attend the Mac Jones Pro Day tomorrow, the second Pro Day, because he already had one Pro Day. Now he's going to have like a throwing Pro Day with his actual wide receivers officially on Tuesday. But both Shanahan and Lynch are attending the Mac Jones Pro Day versus the Justin Fields Pro Day, which is happening Tuesday as well. It's the same exact day. So they kind of got to pick, you want to go Justin Fields, you want to go Mac Jones, and they're going to the Mac Jones Pro Day. Side note, why are they on the same day? Like, we couldn't just have like a phone call saying, hey, top 5 quarterbacks in this draft don't have a Pro Day on the same day, but that's neither here nor there. Very, very dumb overall. It is interesting, though. And that's why we're talking about it, that, of course, they chose Mac Jones over Justin Fields, who many people consider that Fields is better, although, as we've seen, Mac Jones' hype has gone through the roof over the past month. Now, Peter King has the write-up on this in a very interesting tweet. We'll throw that up on your screen right now here as you see. Quote, I hear the 49ers will split the baby with Lynch and Shanahan expected to attend the Jones workout, while assistant GM Adam Peters likely will lead a small delegation in Columbus to scout Fields. Not sure I would infer a huge meaning to this, but it could be significant. How I view it, Jones could be the leader, but it's not over, and I think that's a fair thing to say overall. However, I will say this, because of course, the optics say head coach GM are going to the Jones Pro Day over Justin Fields. That means Jones has got to be the pick. I'll pause you for a second and show this tweet by Quarterback Collective. If you don't know what you're looking at, I will explain it to you. It was a Kyle Shanahan quarterback academy or passing camp, whatever you want to call it, and one of the attendees who got a private workout with Kyle Shanahan, you see him right there, it's Justin Fields. So the idea that Kyle Shanahan is completely ignoring Justin Fields is completely false. This was a month ago, and so Justin Fields has already had one-on-one, presumably, with Kyle Shanahan, and so obviously Mac Jones was not at that camp or workout or whatever it was. Maybe Shanahan already feels good enough to go in terms of Justin Fields, so now he wants to go ahead and watch Mac Jones. What I think is interesting is it feels like Mac Jones might be a smokescreen, right? Like either they absolutely love Mac Jones, and they 100% want to go ahead and draft him, and that's who they want at number 3, or they're not sold on Mac Jones, and they want Justin Fields, but they want to go ahead and create a smokescreen in case someone wants to come ahead of them to number 2 and take, Justin Fields, and then they don't get the quarterback that they want. So I'm not saying that Mac Jones is guaranteed to be a smokescreen, but it very well could be, because even though I think Mac Jones is a great quarterback, and I'm very high on him, I had him as a first-round draft pick, I think well before a lot of other draft experts, mocked him into the first round, and now he's inside the top 5, and it's been going crazy. But he didn't have a very good first pro day, and we'll see what he does on Tuesday. But I still think Justin Fields overall is a better quarterback candidate. Now, I understand the idea that obviously Mac Jones is more like a Matt Ryan. You saw Dan Orlovsky say on Get Up this morning that Mac Jones is like his version of Matt Ryan, and Shanahan had his most success with Matt Ryan, so he wants to get a Matt Ryan clone. I don't know if I'm buying that overall, but it's going to be very, very interesting, and to say the least, about which quarterback the Niners will go ahead and take at number 3. I won't rule out Trey Lance. Just a side note on Trey Lance. I think he's still kind of the wild card of this quarterback draft, but it feels like it's coming down to Mac Jones and Justin Fields, and so we'll wait and see who they take. But it is interesting that they are going to the Mac Jones Pro Day versus the Justin Fields Pro Day. However, I refer back to the tweet with the picture, and I think it kind of shows that they're doing their due diligence for all these quarterbacks, and in the end, they probably knew who they were going to take before they even traded up to number 3 overall, and now they're just trying to go ahead and put the icing on the cake and tie the bow around the present. Let me ask you guys this again. Which quarterback should the 49ers take at number 3 overall? If you had to pick between one of the two, Mac Jones or Justin Fields, let me know what you guys think down below. As, of course, I'm more on Justin Fields' side, but again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you want Mac Jones. I'll see what you guys think down below. Let's go ahead and jump into another very interesting story here regarding our 49ers. The idea that Niners are not done trading up, which is weird because they already traded up to number 3. And there's an SI.com article from our favorite friend Grant Cohn who suggests that the Niners could look to trade one more time, one more spot up to number 2 in order to go ahead and take Zach Wilson. So the Wilson stuff is getting really crazy right now. I think Mac Jones's hype is real. Zach Wilson's hype is absolutely through the roof right now. And he's presumed to be the number 2 overall pick, and the Jets are going to take him. But there is some interesting ideas that would suggest that the Niners could trade up one more time in order to go ahead and get him because, of course, the connection between Robert Saleh's Jets and, of course, San Francisco with the 49ers. So maybe they want to trade up one more time to secure Zach Wilson. Who really knows? Grant Cohn, again, on SI.com, has an interesting write-up on this. I'll go ahead and put his quote up on the screen. Quote, "It's possible Saleh told Shanahan the Jets won't draft Wilson and he'll be available at number 3. Or it's possible the 49ers trade up to number 3 with the intention of trading up one more time to number 2 so they can get Wilson. 49ers could offer the Jets the number 3 overall pick plus the number 43 pick for number 2. Or the 49ers could trade Jimmy Garoppolo for a second-round pick and trade that with the number 3 selection for the Jets' number 2. End quote. Interesting, and it's an interesting take, and it's not necessarily the craziest thing I've ever heard, but I feel like the Niners know which quarterback they want, right? And if they were really wanted Zach Wilson, then why not just go up to number 2? That way, take out the whole Jet equation out of the equation, right? If you thought that Zach Wilson was going to be the guy, he's not going to fall past number 2, so go to number 2. That way, Atlanta can't trade up, or that way, the Lions can't trade up. If you go to 2, it secures and guarantees Zach Wilson. They didn't go to number 2. They went to number 3, which suggests that they want a different quarterback, and they understand that Zach Wilson might not possibly be there. Now, I think Cohn is right on the money in terms of the fact that the Jets could have very clearly said, hey, we're going to take Penei Sewell. We're going to take a wide receiver and help out Sam Darnold, so you can just stay at number 3 and take Zach Wilson. It's a possibility, but I think the 49ers are not in the dark on which quarterback they want. I feel they're very confident about which one they're going to go ahead and take, and we'll just have to wait and see what they're going to go ahead and do. Before we keep going, make sure you guys are subscribed to the 49ers Report because we do up-to-date coverage here. Basically every single day on the channel, and if they do another trade, we're going to cover it here on the channel, so make sure you guys go down below and hit the big red subscribe button as we are getting you guys up to date and ready to rock because the draft is 1 month away, which is crazy and very exciting at the same time. One final quick look here at the top 5 just to refresh you. Obviously, Jags, Jets, Niners, Falcons, Bengals. It does feel like they went ahead of the Falcons because they were worried the Falcons were going to go ahead and take a quarterback. I think the consensus is the Falcons are going to take a quarterback. But again, this goes back to the idea that they went to 3, not 2, because they probably want to go ahead and get Mac Jones or Justin Fields, and they expect to have Zach Wilson not on the board. If Zach Wilson isn't taken at number 2, they might take him at number 3, and it's kind of a bonus, but you got to realize the Niners have thought about every single possible scenario, and there's a reason they went to 3 versus trying to go ahead and trade up to number 2. Whether it's Mac Jones or Justin Fields or somebody else, who knows? It's going to be very interesting to see who will be the starting quarterback week 1 and under center for the 49ers, which leads me into my next question. Who will start under center in week 1? Let me know down below. Is it Garoppolo? Is it Jones? Is it Fields? Is it Wilson? Is it Lamb? Goodness gracious, my head hurts thinking about all these different quarterbacks. Who do you think will be the starting quarterback in week 1? Let me know down below in the comments section. Okay, before we keep going, I want to give you guys a quick promo here in terms of the hat deal that is going on right now with our friends at Fanatics. A ton of hats are on sale. Some are almost 50% off. Go to chatsports.com/49hat. That is the link that will be down below in the description box. But you Google that, it'll take you right to all of the hats that are on sale right now. They have snapbacks, they have build hats, they have the fitted caps, beanies, trucker hats. Goodness gracious, a bunch of different options, different sizes. You can rep the 49ers this summer wherever you go, whether you're out in the sun or you're just chilling down by the beach. Again, chatsports.com/49hat is the link that you need to go ahead and pick up one of these caps. And most of them, I'm looking right now, some of these are 50% off. Pretty good deal in terms of getting you ready to rock for another great 49ers season coming up here in 2021. At least we're in 2021, but coming up later on this year. So go ahead and pick one up. Again, link is down below in the description box. Okay, let's go ahead and quickly get you up to date on the latest 49ers signings, which no one is talking about right now. You might have even missed it, but San Francisco has officially signed Mohamed Sanu to a 1-year deal. The former Falcon wide receiver under Kyle Shanahan returns yet again. Remember, they signed him at the middle of the season last year. He was on for 3 games, didn't do much. They let him go. Well, they went ahead and brought him back to go ahead and add some depth to that 49er wide receiver depth chart, which we have talked about a lot here on the channel. We hoped, and again, I hope at least, that Jalen Hurd is going to go ahead and be the number 3 wide receiver, but I think signing like Mohamed Sanu kind of solidifies the idea that they're not guaranteeing or putting all their eggs in the Jalen Hurd basket. They're kind of sitting back and going, all right, if Hurd comes back healthy, fantastic. If not, we want to have some more depth. So they went ahead and signed Sanu to a very cheap 1-year deal. Does not necessarily mean they will not go ahead and draft a wide receiver in the later rounds. I still think that they will. This is kind of the Kendrick Bourne replacement and the hope that Sanu could go ahead and turn out as good of a wide receiver as he once was in the Kyle Shanahan system when they went to a Super Bowl back in 2016. 49ers also went out and signed Nathan Gary. The former Eagle linebacker is now a 49er and will expect to go ahead and be a special teams / depth guy in the 49ers linebacker depth chart. Gary was supposed to be the starter in Philadelphia last year, and he eventually got benched because he was not very good overall. But he's a really good special teams player and can be pretty darn good rushing the passer as well from the linebacker spot. So it's a pretty good signing overall just to add some depth. Obviously, the 49er linebacking core is pretty much set with a guy like Dre Greenlaw and obviously everyone's favorite Fred Warner, but some depth behind him from a guy who at least has some starting experience and so a lot of special teams experience, I think, is a very good signing for the 49ers as well. So they add Sanu and they add Gary, and both of those are cheap depth chart padding, roster padding guys that I think can at least make a difference at some point, and are two good signings for San Francisco that kind of flew a little bit under the radar. There you go. A lot to get to today on the 49ers report. Again, I want to see your guys' comments down below as there's a lot of drama right now with the trade up. I like the trade up, but I'm very curious about what quarterback they're going to go ahead and take, and we'll keep you guys up to date here as the days and weeks go by. Ultimately, for today here on the 49ers report, I'm your host, Thomas Mott, signing off for the rest of your day.